This is Jimmy Malloy with Unmasked Tulare County coming to you. I think it says live on your screen, but it's actually pre-recorded. I just did this a little while ago and wanted to bring you some information on a resource that we just put onto our website. And I think it's pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and just walk you through it real quick and see how this goes. So let me do this. I'm going to share my screen with you, which is something I haven't done before on this video. Boom, let's see how that works. It popped up. I think we are good. So this is our website if you've never been to it. It's www.unmaskedtularecounty.com. If you haven't been, you should check it out because there's a lot of really cool resources on here. I can scroll down and see, some videos. There's announcements about different things that we are, signups, links, all kinds of different stuff. But what I want to bring your attention to today is a new tab that's on our page called Bills to Speak On. So if you're on a mobile device, you can click the three little lines up on the top right, and it'll bring down a drop-down box that will allow you to check out any of these menu items. So if we click on Bills to Speak On, what we've done is we wanted to create a place where you could go and easily be able to contact all the California senators and assembly people who are currently in committees that are looking at all these bad bills that are under consideration in Sacramento. So I asked Paul Belt, who's our webmaster and who does all this stuff for us, if he could create something that was simple and gave us an opportunity to reach out and make our views known to the people who really need to hear from us at this point. So this is what he came up with, and I think it's pretty awesome. So if we look at this page, what you're going to see is a list of these different bills. And you saw when I just looked over them with my mouse that it'll actually flip and tell you which committee that bill is currently in. And that's going to be important in just a minute. So when I look at these different bills, we can see that SB 866 is in the Judiciary Committee, 87 in Health, 1464 is in Health, and 1479 is in Health. So most of these are in the Health Committee for consideration right now. Now, for those of you who might be asking about the Assembly bills, those will be coming soon, but it does take time and effort to put all this together. So it just hasn't, he hasn't quite gotten there yet. So you can see most of these are in the Health Committee. So that's the example that we'll use down here. If we scroll a little bit, you're going to see a document here. You can download this document. You can use it just the way it is, but it has contact information for everybody who's in that Senate Health Committee. So starting with Senator Richard Pan, it's got his, let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. There we go. So that's got his address, his phone number, and his email address. And these email addresses that go directly to them were not really the easiest things to find because I think they try to keep those hidden, but we found them. And this will be a link that will actually open up in your email, however you do your email, and allow you to send them an email on whatever bill it is that you are wanting to talk to them about. So like if I click on this, it's just going to pull up my email service and it'll already populate with who it's going to that Senator Pan. So I can make my subject whatever I want to, and then I can write whatever I want to in the body of that email and then go ahead and send it off. Now, the other thing I could do if I chose is I could put more than one person in this email. So if I highlight that, I'm going to right click and just copy the email address and then go back to my email. I'm going to paste this in here and it's going to show up just like that. And I could do that with all of them if I wanted to, or do it individually. It's totally up to you, how you want to go about doing that. So you can just put the body of your email, you can attach a letter, you can do whatever it is that you so desire and send that off. So you've got the Senate Health Committee right here. Right below that, you've got the Judiciary Committee. I'll zoom in a little bit on that one too. And same thing, you've got all the committee members here, all of their contact info with links to their email addresses. So the reason why this is important to send to the committee members is because the committees are where these bills are heard first. So as you can see, it's a smaller group of senators. It's not the entire 100 or so senators that there are in Sacramento. So this is the best place where if you have an opinion, if you have a strong opinion on these bills, get that out there to these senators, because they could just decide not to pass it out of committee. That means it never comes up for a vote in the full Senate, which means the bill would be dead. So it's important to try to get to them now while these things are still in committee. So just to recap here, if you come in here and on your mobile phone, it'll look a little different. These bills may not be right next to each other. It might be, one underneath another, and you might click on it to see what it is, or, put your finger on it, and then it'll pop up and show you which committee that's in. So pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory, not difficult at all. And it'll allow you to do more. A lot of these things that are out there right now where it says click here to oppose SB 871, you click there and you put your address in, and it'll send your email to your local Congress people. So for me, it would be my assemblyman is Devin Mathis, my senator is Shannon Grove. So it would send this info to them. But if they're not on that committee, then this means nothing to them at this point. So we really wanted something that would allow us to specifically target our efforts, on the people who are in those committees. And I applaud Paul for coming up with something pretty cool and pretty simple to be able to do that. I want to show you one last thing that's on here before I let you go. And that is down at the bottom, you're going to see something called Official Legislative Portal. So I'm going to click on this, and then I have to make a change so you can see what I'm looking at. If I click on the image, there's another deal that's going to pop up. Let me just see, make sure that this, yep, looks like it worked. Okay, so when I click on that, it comes up to this position letter portal. And this is basically where you could register as I guess you're registering as a lobbyist, really, but just a personal lobbyist, not somebody who represents an organization, to submit official position letters, whatever that means, versus an email. These are position letters that you have to apply for a registration. You'll get a username and a password, and then you can submit your official position letter. So to do that, you would start with this page, and then there's a button down here for create an account. So if you click on that, it's going to take you to another page where you'll have to put in your info. Oh, first we have to talk about what kind of status that we're looking for. Are you a registered lobbyist? I would imagine for most of us, the answer is no. So I'm going to click no. And then it'll ask me, do you represent an organization, registered or otherwise? I'm going to click no again, and then go to proceed. So once I do that, now it's going to ask me for user details, email address, confirm the email address, all this fun stuff that we do all the time. And then it's going to give you a username and password and allow you to actually go in and submit a position letter. So once you follow that yellow brick road, it'll take you to where you need to go. So that's another option. You don't have to do that. That's why we gave you the ability here to just send them emails directly, let your voice be heard. Would ask you guys to share this info. This is a great resource, and we don't need to keep it to ourselves, but we're not trying to reinvent the wheel here. I know that there are other groups who are doing similar things. Like I said, the things that I'd seen, I didn't quite like them as well. And Paul came up with something really cool for us. So that's it. That's really all I wanted to talk about tonight, was just show you that we have this available on our website. Again, www.unmaskedtulare.com. And in the toolbar, or the menu bar up top, you're just going to look for this bills to speak on. Oops. A video starts playing automatically. So again, just bills to speak on right there, and that'll take you to where you need to go. So I would encourage any of you who are so inclined to go ahead and send out letters, emails, and just kind of let these committee members know what your position is on these bad bills, and see what happens. So anyway, guys, I'll see you later. Have a great evening, and that's it for me.